My name is Carina Gardner, and I'm what you would call a practical designer. If you're ready to create a life that you love, become an incredible force for good, and generate income while pursuing your dreams, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to Make and Design.
Hi designers, today I am digging into one of the books that I ordered. You heard my books episode, and I got this book. It's by Erin Austen Abbott. It's called How to Make It. 25 Makers Share the Secrets of Building a Creative Business. And one of the things I really love, they show projects. It's a very beautiful book. It's well put together, is they talk about a day in the life. So that's what I wanted to share with you because I found it very interesting what these creatives are doing to make their lives go. A lot of times we think that it's just like this messy, chaotic craziness. But one of the things that stood out to me as I read these is that most of these people actually have pretty strong routines. They've made creativity or making things the main part of their day. And I was going to read a few of them to you so that you could kind of understand some of the things that I see all the time with designers who are actually making money, doing what they're doing, because if you can think about how you can make this a big part of your life, you'll see that they have routines that work really nicely. So this is Jenny Pennywood from San Francisco, California, but she's a card maker. She does hand-painted cards and a few other things. This is her day in a life. Starting early, going into the night, wake up, make lunch for my daughter, take a shower, take Gemma to school, go to my studio, sit down and email for a long time, make phone calls, and towards the end of the day, turn on music and paint until I have to leave at 4:30. Pick up Gemma, go home, make dinner, put her to bed, and do some more emailing and watch TV. What I find fascinating is the amount of administrative work that she mentions that she has to do. And a lot of people think that creatives spend most of the time just doing creative work, when there is actually a lot of administrative time while you are working either with clients or you're working on marketing or getting people into your design or creative world. This one is Jen Hewitt from San Francisco, California. She says her day in her life. She says, I am a creature of habit. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. and spend half an hour or so writing. I did Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way many years ago, and I still do my morning pages every weekday. I thought this is funny right after the episode that I just did on Julia Cameron's Artist's Way. And I still do my morning pages every weekday. After that, I walk my dog. Breakfast, then I'll check email, queue up social media posts for the day, and be ready to start working in my studio at 9 a.m. Mornings are usually about creative work, drawing, carving, printing. After a quick lunch break, I check my email again, then wrap up my creative work if I have any admin work I need to do that day. After walking Gus again, I work until about 6 p.m., then I head to the gym for an hour. After working out, it's time for dinner or a trip to the neighborhood wine bar. I'll usually spend the rest of my evening reading, watching an hour of junk TV or shows online, or tidying up. I'm in bed by 10:30 every weeknight. I really love her routine. It actually in some ways reminds me of my routine, but there's so much interesting there that I thought you guys would enjoy. Okay, this one is Gold Teeth. She is Gold Teeth Brooklyn. She's in Los Angeles, California. Her name is Jess Levison. So that must be her brand, Gold Teeth Brooklyn. So her day in the life, I wake up at 8 o'clock a.m. and eat breakfast and drink coffee. Then I answer emails. I write up invoices that I have to start and put them in a pile. I tear some paper for the day's printing. I get my staff ready by pulling their inks. Then I typically spend another few hours on the computer corresponding on email. Later that in the day, I might work on new designs or custom projects. I always try and make my lunch so I can eat it outside in the sun before getting back to work. I end my day packing orders and prepping for the next day. It's not wildly glamorous, but it's rewarding. And she shows in this thing how to make a fringe greeting card. Her business is also in greeting cards. So very, very interesting. All right, so this is Forage. I don't think I can say it, Haberdashery. Forage Haberdashery. They are in Media, Pennsylvania. This is Shauna Alteria and Stephen Lloydolt neckwear designers. Okay, so sorry if I butchered their names, but Like they do necktie and accessories, which is very interesting. So they say, our two boys, Sawyer and Edison, wake us up at 5 a.m. After an early start, including toast, coffee, and getting them dressed, we divide and conquer. Each day is a mix of packing orders, developing the next collection, photographing new products, printing packaging, and communicating with vendors, shops, customers, etc. Each day usually ends with a race to UPS to get out an urgent last-minute package. After dinner and getting the boys to sleep, we head back to the studio for what hasn't been crossed off the to-do list. We try to shut things down by 1 a.m. Now, there is 2 of them in this, and they're clearly a family event. But one thing that I think is interesting is listen to all the things they're doing. Everybody thinks you spend all your time doing creative stuff, when a good portion of the time, like they said, that they're photographing new products, printing packaging, communicating with vendors, dealing with shops and customers. That's really what a lot of good businesses are doing. It's not just the creative work. You have to be very consistent about the actual business work involved, and that's how you make it go. All right. This one is Kat Cito. She's a painter. And her day in the life is, after I drop my son off at school, I always start off a few mornings of my week with an intense kickbox workout. It clears my mind and helps me organize my goals for the week. Then it's straight to responding to emails, checking in with my studio and team, and seeing what the triumphs and fires for the day are. Design and creative work are always percolating throughout the day, but it isn't until everyone's asleep, including my son, that I can sit down on my couch and begin sketching or doing layouts. My days end very, very late. And what she talks about reminds me of especially my early days with my kids, just the amount of trying to do the admin work and keeping up with it. Okay, this one is a textile designer. This is Stephanie Hughesley. Her name is Coral and Tusk. She's in Brooklyn, New York. And here we go. So all of these have great conversations should you decide to get the book. But her day in the life was, in the morning, Peiko, my dog, and I go to Prospect Park for an hour and then drive to our studio in South Williamsburg. Each day brings different projects and many of them. If it is a new collection development time, which happens twice a year, it is filled with researching, drawing, programming, embroidery files, designing, and prototyping. Otherwise, I spend a lot of time at the studio working with each of the team members individually on their projects so that they can continue to learn and grow and take on the right steps to further lead in their positions. I try to spend time answering emails, working on business development, doing inventory assessments, communicating with our workshop in India, and a huge variety of things that unexpectedly crop up. At lunch, we all take a break and eat together. The team leaves at about 6:00 p.m., and I stay later to design and work. I meet my husband at home for dinner and then try to get at as many emails done as I can before bed. Sometimes we just relax or watch TV, but usually we are both working because we are both small business owners. I'm not going to read anymore, but if this didn't perk you up, first of all, like the fact that they love the work so much that they're willing to work long hours to make it happen, I think that is a real trend among creatives. Furthermore, it is all enveloping. It's like their entire life's work. And so that's why they're willing to do the long hours to do the work. Also, the amount of them that spend a good amount of time in email, spend a lot of time in admin tasks, shipping, product, like fulfillment of their services. That's quite a big thing as well. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight to what it's like for some of these creatives, and kind of as you think about your day, what do you spend your day doing? How much time is downtime? How much time is actually doing the creative work? Because if you can spend most of your time doing this creative work, it clearly rubs off. And I also liked everyone who talked about working out, and the morning pages clearly clears people's heads. So there are some routines in there that might interest you. I got this book directly off Amazon. I'm sure it's available also in bookstores, but it's called How to Make, Erin Austen Abbott, and I can't recommend it enough. It's really fantastic and just fun to see all of these people who are living their creative dreams. All right, that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.
Did you know you have access to more free design content, die cut files, and sewing patterns? Join our exclusive VIP group for free by going to designsweetcourses.com/free.